You are here because Thoth has a message that cannot wait any longer. This is your only chance to access the power that is already pulsing within you, but has until now remained hidden, stifled, forgotten. You have the power of self-healing. You have the ability to transform your energy to your advantage. And I am not talking about something theoretical, symbolic, or an empty promise. I am talking about a direct call, one that has been activated now. The moment you pressed play on this video, you felt it. I know you felt it. That shiver that runs across your skin. That feeling that you are about to hear something that can change everything. That silent certainty that you did not end up here by chance. It was not luck. It was not coincidence. It was not simple curiosity. It was the vibrational energy of the universe that guided you here. Because today you will discover the invisible impact that is shaping your life without you being aware of it. And not only that, you will learn how to reverse that flow, how to transform that energy field to finally create the reality you have always desired. What you are about to hear is not ordinary content. It is not simple information. It is knowledge guarded for millennia, passed down by the ancient masters, encoded in the messages of Thoth. And today, at this very moment, accessible to you. But be careful, this opportunity will not remain open forever. Only those who remain to the end will receive the keys to apply these truths in practice. You will feel the real difference in your body, mind, and spirit, so stop now, take a deep breath, feel the beat of your heart. It is not just biology, it is not just flesh, it is rhythm, it is impulse, it is living energy. And it is exactly this energy that you will learn to use to your advantage today. Ready? Because we are about to begin to reveal what has always been waiting for you. And from this moment on, there is no going back. If you have felt something vibrate inside you, click a like right now. That way I will know that you are in resonance, that you too are listening with your soul. That gesture will be your I am here. What is hidden within shapes what is manifested without. When the soul awakens to its own light, the entire world bows to its vibration. Teaching attributed to Thoth. Have you ever stopped to think that everything that happens in your life, from small conversations to the greatest events, does not arise from nothing? That the results you observe today, your relationships, your opportunities, your health, your difficulties, are not simply random accidents thrown by chance, but direct reflections of something invisible that you carry within you? This is where we begin to lift the veil for deeper understanding. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are not just subjective sensations. They are not just stories you tell yourself. They are real, vibrant, pulsating forces that silently and constantly shape every layer of your reality. Now imagine that you are standing in front of a huge invisible field. You cannot see it with your physical eyes, but it is there, surrounding you, flowing through you, connecting you to everything around you. This field is not just yours, but you carry a unique fragment of it. It is your vibrational field. This field is created by the sum of your beliefs. Those deeply held ideas that you have absorbed throughout your life, your thoughts, the stories you tell yourself every day, and your emotions, the internal reactions that come from those stories. What Thoth knew millennia ago, and what even modern physics is beginning to explore in its studies of energy and frequency, is that this field is not just static energy. It is constantly emitting. It is not passive. It is not just a mirror that reflects you, it is a transmitter. When you think something repeatedly, that thought creates a frequency. When you feel something, that feeling also creates a frequency. When these frequencies combine, they begin to resonate in your vibrational field, creating a unique energetic signature that you carry wherever you go. That signature doesn't stay hidden. It flows out of you, it projects into the outside world. And here's the key. The outside world doesn't respond to who you want to be or what you hope to achieve. It responds to what you're already vibrating at this very moment. If you look at your life and notice patterns, relationships that don't work out, dreams that never take off, financial roadblocks that always seem to pop up at the wrong time, health issues that keep coming back. Know that this is not a coincidence. This is a vibrational echo. Your energy field is calling, magnetizing, attracting experiences that match the frequency you already hold. It is not punishment. It is not bad luck. It is vibration. It is frequency. You can wish for extraordinary things with your conscious mind. You can repeat motivational phrases. You can plan extraordinary projects. But if deep down your ingrained beliefs say you don't deserve it, that you can't do it, that you are not worthy, those beliefs generate a vibration that cancels out everything else. You become a prisoner of an invisible field that you yourself are generating, and this is the point that changes everything. Becoming aware that this field is active right now, that it is not waiting for your permission to act, and that it is already shaping your results. It is not easy to accept, because when you understand that the results of your life are not only the product of the external world, but of the vibrational field that you carry with you, you also understand that you can no longer delegate responsibility. You cannot continue to blame fate, others' luck or misfortune. But this is precisely where the most powerful freedom is born. If you create, you can recreate. If you emit, you can recalibrate. If you hold patterns, you can dissolve them. And here we come to the crucial moment. Because in the next part you will discover why so many people, even when they want to change, even when they try to do things differently, remain trapped in cycles and blocks that drain energy and empty vitality. We will reveal what Thoth knew about these invisible traps and how he showed the way to escape them. The hidden side of energy exchanges. Who is stealing from you without your knowledge? You are exposed, and only those who understand the early signs can begin to create their own energy shield. Now imagine that, in addition to your own vibrational field, you are immersed in a sea of energies that do not belong to you. This means that with every step, every interaction, every environment you enter, an exchange takes place. And the most disturbing detail is that you almost never notice it. You walk into a room full of people. Some are anxious, some are depressed, some are angry, some are bored. And even if no one says a word, those energies vibrate in the air, like invisible waves. You breathe that air, you connect with that field, you absorb that vibration. It is no wonder that so often you enter a place and for no apparent reason you start to feel strange, uncomfortable, drained, or you meet someone who always seems to suck your energy. Someone who leaves you exhausted even after a short conversation. This is not a figment of your imagination. It is a real energy exchange. The amazing part is that these exchanges do not only happen with people. They happen with places, with objects, with situations. Think of a place where many people have experienced pain or suffering. Hospitals, cemeteries, old buildings marked by heavy stories. These environments carry energetic records. They have layers of accumulated vibrations that sit there soaked, waiting for the next vulnerable energetic body to connect with. And if you don't understand how this exchange works, you become a sponge. You absorb it without realizing it. You take it home, you carry it in your thoughts, in your body. And then you wonder why you are so tired, so drained. It's important to understand that we are not necessarily talking about intentional malice. Many times the people who drain your energy do not do it consciously. They are so disconnected from their source, so empty inside, that they unconsciously feed on the energy of others. They draw because they do not know how to generate from themselves. They consume because they have not learned to nourish their own vibrational field. And if you do not notice it, if you do not see the signs, you end up falling into a dangerous cycle of constant giving until you reach an energetic collapse. Even worse are the cycles that are established in relationships. Have you noticed how certain dynamics continue to repeat themselves? One person always assumes the role of victim, absorbing attention, concern, care from the other. The other becomes the constant savior, giving without limit even when receiving nothing in return. This energetic game continues to drain, continues to empty until both remain trapped in a pattern that breeds exhaustion, not growth. And let's not forget social media, probably the greatest energy thief of our time. Every time you access a feed and start mindlessly scrolling, every time you become emotionally involved in arguments, comparisons, other people's dramas, you are giving away a part of your energy, and in most cases for no return. It's like depositing into an account that never gives back. You come out exhausted, lost, empty, and you don't even know why. And here's the most critical point. If you don't learn to identify these exchanges, you have no way to protect yourself. You have no way to preserve your energy. You remain vulnerable, exposed, open to whatever flow you want to connect to you. And the more sensitive you become spiritually, the more you feel all this. The more you absorb, the more you notice, the more you gather. And that's why it becomes urgent to learn to take care of your field. Now we are going to reveal the first key to regaining control. What moves all the energy around you and begins to give you back the power you didn't even know you had lost is the initial secret. Intention and presence shape everything. What moves all the energy around you is not something external. It is not something you have to look for elsewhere. It is within you. And it begins with two forces so simple and so misunderstood that most people spend their entire lives ignoring them. Intention and presence. These are not empty words from a self-help manual. They are the foundation upon which your entire energy field is organized. Without presence, energy is scattered. Without intention, energy has no direction. And when the two align, an inner portal opens that allows you to begin to consciously influence everything around you. Let's start by understanding what presence is. Presence is being fully here. It is stepping out of autopilot, out of mental chaos, out of obsession with the past and the future, and anchoring your awareness in the now. It seems simple, but have you ever tried it? When was the last time you breathed consciously? Feeling the air entering your nose, feeling your chest expanding, feeling your body occupying space in the world without chasing any thought, without getting lost in any problem. Most of the time we are absent. Our bodies are here, but our minds wander elsewhere. When we are absent, our energy field is also vulnerable. It disperses, becomes permeable, loses cohesion. Now intention comes into play. Intention is the conscious direction of your energy. It is not enough to be present. You have to choose where you want to direct your attention, your strength. When you set an intention on something, you begin to align all parts of your being in that direction. Your thoughts, your feelings, your vibrational energy. Intention is not just wishing. It is not just thinking. It is directing with conviction, with inner alignment. To illustrate this simply, imagine two different situations. In the first, you put your hand on someone just out of habit, without thinking, without feeling, without attention. It is just an empty gesture. The energy in that case is minimal, practically non-existent. Now imagine placing the same hand, but this time bringing presence. Take a deep breath, feel the connection. Intend to transmit calm, support, love. Feel your heart involved. Feel your cells vibrating with that intention. Even without saying a word, the other person feels it. The energy moves. You have created a vibrational bridge between you and the other. This is the power of intention and presence combined. You don't need complex tools. You don't need complicated rituals. You don't need secret practices. You need to learn to be and to lead. The problem is that we have been trained to be always busy, always scattered, always divided. The mind thinks one thing, the heart feels another, the body does something completely different. This creates a chaotic, weak, disconnected energy field. When you start to bring these parts together and make them work together, you create a coherent field. And a coherent field means a strong field. Nothing you see or touch begins here. It all starts much earlier, in the realm of emotions, beliefs, thoughts, and ultimately the actions you take. Imagine physical reality as the tip of an iceberg, floating on the surface of an ocean. What is visible, what emerges above the water, is only a small fraction of what actually exists. Beneath the surface, hidden from view, is a gigantic structure, that supports and shapes that tip. This is how your reality works. What you see, what you feel, what you experience, the opportunities, the encounters, the challenges, the successes or failures. All this is just the final expression of a much deeper and subtler process that happens first in the invisible. That is why trying to change your life by simply changing external behaviors, by simply moving the visible pieces on the chessboard, often leads to frustration. Because the root of everything is hidden underneath. It is in the vibrational pattern you carry with you. It is in the emotions you hold on to, in the beliefs you are no longer even aware of, in the automatic thoughts that run through your mind every day without being questioned. These elements add up, create a specific frequency, and that frequency begins to organize the elements around you, bringing into your experience that which is aligned with that vibration. If you live in a frequency of fear, for example, even when you try to create courage on the outside, even when you try to convince yourself that everything will be okay, the vibrational base inside you continues to attract situations that reinforce that fear. If you carry a deep pattern of scarcity inside you, no matter how many prosperity techniques you try to use, the invisible frequency of scarcity will continue to organize the events, the opportunities, the people that come into your life. It is not magic or punishment, it is vibrational alignment. When Thoth spoke of manifestation and creation, he wasn't talking about manipulating objects or controlling events like a magic trick. He was talking about understanding the intimate and powerful relationship between what you vibrate in the invisible and what manifests in the tangible world. The vibrational field is the matrix from which everything begins. It is where reality begins to take shape. When you understand this, you realize that you have far more power over your life than you have ever been taught. But here's the turning point. It's not enough to understand intellectually. You have to learn to access the blocked spots, the hidden layers where energy doesn't flow, where old patterns are frozen waiting to be dissolved. When you learn to access these points in your body, when you begin to release these blocks, you will feel an energetic leap that few people achieve in life. You will realize that you are not just living reactively, but actively co-creating. You will notice that external reality begins to respond differently, because you have changed the internal model. And that is exactly what we are about to begin to unlock. Now, unlocking points. How to release stagnant energy in the body. When we talk about stagnant energy in the body, we are not talking about something symbolic or imaginary. We are talking about a real blockage. A point where the energy flow that should flow freely through you is blocked, interrupted, accumulated. That buildup is not just uncomfortable, it creates symptoms, it creates pain, it creates disease. Have you ever noticed how certain heavy emotions, when left unprocessed, start to manifest in the body? A broken heart can turn into chest pain. Suppressed sadness can weigh on the shoulders. Constant fear can tighten the stomach. This is not a coincidence. It is blocked energy. The body is a perfect mirror of your vibrational field. It does not lie. It does not pretend. It reveals. Where there is built-up energy, there is a signal. And often those signals are screaming, begging for attention. But you have learned to ignore them, to silence them, to numb them. You take medicine to silence the pain. You distract yourself with some activity to not think about the discomfort. You suppress it and keep going. But the energy doesn't go away. It builds up. It just sits there waiting. And the longer it sits, the harder it is to ignore the symptoms that begin to emerge. Thoth taught us that to release these blocks, you don't need anything external. The key is inside you. It always has been. And it all starts with something simple but powerful: the breath. When you breathe consciously, you are not just introducing air into your lungs. You are moving energy. You are reactivating subtle channels that were dormant. Conscious breathing is an invitation for energy to start circulating again, for the vibrational field to find space to reorganize itself. And when you combine that breath with conscious touch, the effect multiplies. Imagine placing your hand on a part of your body that hurts. Not just any old hand, not as an automatic gesture, but with presence, with intention. Feel the warmth of your skin, feel the contact, feel the energy starting to flow in that spot. You take a deep breath, you send your attention to that area, and little by little, the tension begins to melt away. You are not inventing anything. You are simply allowing the body to return to the natural flow it has always known. The same principle applies to other types of movement. Sometimes dancing alone in your room, moving your body spontaneously, shaking off the tension that has built up, is enough to unlock layers of energy that have been hardened for weeks, months, even years. The body wants to move, it wants to breathe, it wants to express itself. When you create space for that, when you give permission for that flow to happen, something magical begins to unfold. Feel lightness, feel expansion, feel clarity. And it is not because an external miracle has arrived, but because you have unlocked what was already inside you. But be careful, we are only at the beginning. These first releases are like the opening of small windows in a house that has been closed for too long. The air begins to circulate, the light begins to come in, but there is still much to do. There are deeper, more powerful frequencies that not only release stored energy, but reprogram your entire field. Because in the next part we will reveal what Thoth and the ancient masters knew. The most powerful frequency that unlocks everything. The supreme frequency, love. Because love is the most transformative energy. This frequency is not a secret kept in hidden temples, nor is it knowledge reserved for initiates of occult orders. It has always been available. It has always pulsated at the core of the human being, waiting to be recognized. This frequency is love. But be careful. We are not talking about romantic love, unstable and full of expectations, or a fleeting feeling tied to conditions. We are talking about universal love, the purest and highest energy that flows through all things. When Thoth and the other masters spoke of the power of love, they were talking about something that goes beyond emotion. They spoke of a frequency that organizes, heals, purifies, and transforms. It is love that dissolves barriers. It is love that integrates broken fragments. It is love that creates coherence between body, mind, heart, and spirit. When you access this frequency, something inside you begins to vibrate in resonance with the whole. You are no longer separate. You are no longer fighting against the current. You become part of the universal harmony. This frequency is powerful because it acts directly on the vibrational field. It does not depend on words. It does not depend on external actions. You can simply sit in silence, breathe deeply, open your heart and intend love. You can direct that love toward yourself, toward your pain, toward the stuck spaces within your body. You can expand that love toward other people, toward difficult situations, toward heavy environments. That's when the energy begins to reorganize. You begin to notice subtle changes, tensions releasing, thoughts calming, emotions finding space to flow. Love, as a frequency, is the bridge that allows true self-healing to happen, because it is what creates openness. It is what creates receptivity. It is what connects you to the greater flow of life. When you vibrate in love, you begin to access deeper levels of your energy field. And from there, the question inevitably arises how to apply all this in practice, how to transform this knowledge into something concrete, tangible, real. Now that you know, we will begin to apply it in practice, and this is where everything begins to change. This is the moment when we draw on the power of the elements. Water, crystals, sounds, colors. All of these are carriers of frequency. They are not just objects or materials. They are vibrational conductors that can be programmed, intended, aligned with your energy field. When you place your hands around a glass of water, when you intend love, healing, balance for that water, something begins to happen. The molecules in that water respond. Its vibrational structure reorganizes. And when you drink that programmed water, your body recognizes that new frequency, absorbs it, realigns itself. Crystals work in a similar way. Each crystal has a specific vibrational signature. Quartz, amethyst, tourmaline, citrine, each resonates with different parts of the human energy field. When you hold a crystal with intention, when you program it with presence and love, It not only transmits its natural frequency but also amplifies the frequency you have infused into it. It becomes a tool for vibrational expansion. Sound and color are other powerful pathways. Every musical note, every shade of color, carries a specific vibration. When you immerse yourself in uplifting sounds, in music that touches deep layers of your being, when you use colors consciously, in clothing, in spaces, in visualizations, you are tuning your field. You are creating micro-adjustments that, when added together, begin to produce great transformations. These tools do not replace presence and intention, but amplify them. They are ways to remind the body, mind, and spirit of the alignment that has always been available. They are anchors, reminders, vibrational keys. And when you start to experience them, to feel them, to play with these elements, you discover something even greater. That there is a direct connection to the divine that does not need intermediaries, that does not depend on external traditions. The most powerful part remains to be revealed. The secret that connects you directly to the divine without intermediaries, without filters, without barriers. And this is the secret that we are about to reveal now, at the climax. But before we get there, we have to face one last obstacle, and it is hidden in a place where few have the courage to look, inside themselves. This is where the most insidious traps arise. Because when someone directs negative energy thinking of hitting another, in reality they are only building a labyrinth for themselves. When you think badly of someone, when you wish for failure, when you nourish anger, envy, resentment, it may seem that that energy comes out of you and hits the target. But what Thoth and the other masters have always warned is that the energy, before it comes out, passes through your own field. It passes through your heart, your thoughts, your vibration. And when the frequency is negative, dense, heavy, it starts to adhere to your field even before trying to reach the other. Many times it doesn't even reach the other because it encounters fields that are too high to be penetrated. But it always stays with you, always. That's why so many people who constantly feed negative emotions notice that their lives begin to collapse. They think they are sending a message outward, but what they are really doing is reinforcing the chaos within. The coherence between thought, emotion, and intention is what determines what you attract. You can speak beautiful words. You can perform acts of kindness. But if poison circulates within you, the vibration that your field emits will be that of destruction, of imbalance. There is no energetic mask. The universe responds to the real frequency, not to the image you project. This is the maximum tension before the final access. Because only those who purify the field from within, only those who face their own poisons, their own ghosts, their own pains, can access the highest level. Only those who choose to vibrate with awareness, with presence, with authentic intention, can cross the portal that Thoth has guarded for the initiates. And that is exactly what is about to happen. Now, at the culmination of this journey, we come to the deepest point, the final awakening. True self-healing does not come from external techniques. It does not depend exclusively on practices, crystals, sounds, colors. It comes from a pure alignment between body, mind, and spirit, a state in which you are no longer trapped in the web of the conditioned mind, in which you are no longer a slave to fears, automatic thoughts, beliefs inherited from the world. In this state you access the divine flow within you. A flow that does not need intermediaries, that does not need to be translated into words, that is not bound by dogma, tradition, religion. It is pure, it is direct, it is vibrational. It happens when you combine presence, intention, and elevated emotion, especially love. When these three forces align, no blockage can resist. No pain remains intact. No external reality can continue to operate according to the old pattern. If you have come this far, I want you to write in the comments, "I activate my self-healing power now." This simple act already begins to move the energy, already begins to affirm the commitment you are making to yourself today. And if this journey has resonated in you like a forgotten echo that comes back alive, then leave a sign of your passage, a like to nourish the energy we shared, and a subscription to walk together in the next awakening. In this sacred space that vibrates with love and consciousness, every gesture of yours is a heartbeat that joins mine. I embrace you in frequency. I honor you in silence. I await you in the next threshold. May every shadow of yours become a dance. May every breath become a portal. And may you remember, even in the days of dust, that inside you shines a sun that has never gone out. See you soon.